Okay, what's up, guys? I am Posey, pack 'em up Posey, Bandai's own Posey, and we're here doing the East Coast review, week 2. Yeah, I fucked that up. But what's up, guys? Welcome to the video. So today we're doing we're doing a week 2 East Coast National Championships review, and we're gonna go through how some of the matches went. We're gonna talk about all the sets. We're gonna talk about some of the guys that kind of rose from the grave, literally, and kind of climbed within the leaderboard. So we're about to go and check out the leaderboards right now. Let me see. I think I could do this. How was it I did it last week? Oh, we just do this. All right, guys. So this is the leaderboards as it stands. We got Double L in first place with a plus minus of 6. So what this means is next week Double L could go 5-0 against his next opponent, right? He could lose 5-0. But guess what? But because he has a plus minus of 6, he'll still get a top 4 position. So Double is in a very, very good spot. Next week he could pretty much fuck up. Doesn't really have to worry about winning a set because he'll still be in the top 4 running for the playoffs. But if you're a smart man, you'll maintain that lead as much as you can. He has a 1 game plus minus lead over the Kill Sage. So what that means is, with the kill stage being number 2 and having a plus minus of 5, he is only 1 game behind Double O, even though they got the same amount of like tournament set wins, right? So say next week they both win their sets, but for some reason Double O will go 5-4. Let me actually do the math. If he goes 5-4, that means he'll end up with a record of 15-8. Right now the kill stage, if I'm not mistaken, let's look at his sets. He has lost 5 games he has lost at least 5 rounds, right? So if say Double O goes 5-4 again next week, then he'll end up with a score of 15-8. What the kill stage has to do, at least to tie up Double O, he's gonna have to go 5-3 next week. And if he wants to leave, he has to go 5-2. So yeah, so next week is very important for these two guys to see which one will end up with the lead and such and such forth. Nitro was able to jump. He was in the 4th position, though they both won their set. Nitro was he won it 5-4, so his plus minus. He was down 1. He was down 2 from catching up to Nitro to Hook and the kill stage because last week they both won their set 5-2, which gave them a plus minus of I believe 3, which left Nitro with a plus minus of 1. But because Nitro actually beat Hook Gang God 5-4, they're tied, but because Nitro owns the tiebreaker, he was able to pretty much take the lead there. So that's pretty interesting. Hook is still in the running, even though he went 5-4. He had a good showing last week, going 5-2, which leaves him with an overall score of 10-6. So yeah, right now it's a race, it's a dogfight. And let's talk about the bottom bracket, right? So we got the 0-2s. Unfortunately, No Kami was not able to get 3 points for his week, which kind of sucks for him, but he wasn't able to get those 3 points. Same for Mini Assassin, same for Mama Lamba. Mama Lama is not in a bad spot, right? So his next round opponent, let's look at it real quick. He has to face No Kami. Ah, man, that's actually tough for both Kami and Mama Lama because they have to catch a lot of ground. I commentate week 5 and week 6. So right now, 3 weeks from now, in 2 to 3 weeks, I will finally make my debut on the Bandai stage. So next week is very tough for both of these guys because they're both down, right? And they face each other next week. One of these guys are gonna probably go deeper in the hole than what they'll like to be, right? So if he 5-0's Kami, Kami might be out of the tournament for good. And if Kami 5-0's Mamba, they they both are in a position where they could be pretty much knocked out of the tournament for good because they're so deep within the plus minus spectrum that is just they're really gonna have to put work next week. And a mini assassin unfortunately has to face Nitro, someone that he does usually kind of struggle against. Nitro has been getting the upper hand lately. So here, the plus minus spectrum is pretty bad. Pretty much, there's nothing he could do to. The most he could do is probably 5-0 Nitro, but that's a tall feat. If he could 5-0 Nitro and see how the rest of these matches go, he could probably move up to 5, maybe even 4th, depending how LK and Hook turns out. But it's tough right now for these 3 guys. It's very, very tough because because right now we're going to the third week, and in the third week, these two are gonna go deeper in the hole, some shape, form, or way. Mamba and Kami, since they gotta face each other next week. So depending how that goes, one of them definitely has to win that set. No questions asked. They definitely gotta win that set. If not, their chances of making the playoffs is gonna be very, 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 very low. So in terms of the plus minus spectrum and the points, all three of those guys have to get a win, but unfortunately, one of these guys is gonna still have a donut come next week, and that's gonna be extremely tough to overcome. And unfortunately, Mini Sass is in the position where he has to face Nitro. Nitro coming off a strong win against her gay god. So, man, I feel bad for the bottom three guys. It's really tough. But this motherfucker right here, fuck, I hate when someone shuts me the fuck up. Boy, do I hate when someone shuts me the fuck up. Let me make it very clear. I hate when someone proves me wrong. But he did, man. So shout outs to Lord Knight. Lord Knight was actually down in the plus minus spectrum. He lost his first week match to Double O 5-0. So which means he was down 5. Which means he was gonna have to put in 2 to, and depending how this set would have went, either 2 to 3 weeks, even 4 weeks worth of work to catch up into the playoffs positions. But now all Lord Knight has to do is pretty much win his set against Hook God next week. And yeah, so next week is very, very interesting in terms of like how the standings could turn out, right? So like all these matches, round 3 actually ended up being a very interesting week because all these matches have implications, right? If he loses, his playoffs hopes go really down the drain, right? If he loses, there might not be no playoffs hopes at all. If one of these guys lose, they'll lose their. If Norlight wins, he gets into the playoff position, and if Hook and God lose, he goes into the bottom 4, which you don't want to go in midway midway point towards the tournament. And these two are pretty much gonna be fighting for the number 1 spot. So round 3 came with a lot of implications, and that's the beauty of the round robin, right? So all these matches are actually important for everyone here, because whoever wins here, they're gonna end up tied in the plus minus spectrum, but the winner will have the ultimate number 1 spot. Thank you, Mr. G. Thank you. I'm having a bad hair day. You feel me? This right here, all Nitro could do is get a 5-0 and hopefully probably take advantage and try to get the second spot, depending how the kill stage and double O set goes. And Mini needs this win. Doesn't matter how he gets it. He needs that win because he needs those 3 points first and foremost, and he can go down even further in this bracket. It's gonna be really hard for him. So can either save a mini assassin or finish him off. So this is make or break for a mini assassin. If not, it's really over for him. This one right here, someone has to win, and if someone lose their it's in my opinion just by the mathematics that go behind it. Luckily, I'm a mathematician. I got a degree in math. I'm kind of smart. One of them could drown and may never swim back up again. Damn, that was a bar. But they may not come back from this. So this is not this for both of these guys. It sucks that they have to play here because this is seventh, this is seventh, and this is eighth, and this is gonna determine who still has a chance and who's pretty much done in this bracket. So Mamba and Kami are gonna. This is probably this just ended up being the toughest set in the whole pool, just because someone's chances is legit gonna die that day, and fuck, the despair is gonna be crazy to watch. And then this one is very important with Lorna having such a ridiculous and strong week this week. He was able to come back 0-5, win it 5-1, which puts his overall score, I believe, 5-5. You feel me? If Lorna can actually win this, if Lorna wins this set, he takes the lead because he'll own the tiebreaker. Even barring the plus minus spectrum, he'll take the tiebreaker. Because right now, I think Hook has an overall score of 9-4. And Lorna has, nah, 9-4. I'm bugging. Is it 9-4? Yeah, 9-4. 9-4 because he won 5-2. No, 9-7, actually. So if Lorna can win 5-3, he'll get the fourth spot with a +1. So Lorna is gonna have to look to get a 5-3. Y'all love this math shit. I really love this math shit. It's so amazing. It really is. So Lorna is gonna have to look to try to win the set at least 5-2 or 5-3 to get at least a leg up on Hook and God. And Hook is gonna have to win if he wants to keep his just stay in that playoff position. So these matches next week, man, they're tough. I don't know how it's gonna go, but let's talk about today's matches. So the first match of the day was Mamba versus Double Out. That match was ridiculous. It was lag filled, which is what we're here for. 5-3, I think is possible for LK. That is true, but LK was able, I think, to show his best foot forward today. Finally, he was able to show how cheap his team could be, man. Because you gotta understand, son. He already has an armor-filled character. I got a degree in math. I'm finally using it. I understand minus spectrums and shit like that. So it finally came to use. You feel me? And statistics this is statistics. Yeah, statistics. That's why I never took that class, not the advanced ones. That shit was too crazy. So yeah, so today's matches, right? So Double O and Mamba, that was a slugfest. 5-4. This was Mamba's chance to actually bring pretty much his spot in the pool in his favor. He was looking good. He was up 3-1, and honestly, I did not see how Double O was able to like, you know, take pretty much prevent that, and he did. With a little bit of lag and a little bit of getting you shenanigans, he was able to bring it back from 3-1 and take the set 5-4, which allowed Double O to keep his first place lead, which is the benefit of Double O going 5-0 in his first week because he was able, and this is why it was good for Double O to have that 5-0 start because now for the next 2 weeks, especially since he won this set, next week he could go 0-5. He's still in that top four spot. To he's still in the playoff position. He could end up being fourth or third depending how the rest of the matches play out. So if he gets 5-0 by the Kill Sage will take the first spot, but Double O would still be in that playoff position. So Double O is in a very comfortable spot right now. He's first right now. He has a 1 game lead over the Kill Sage in terms of the plus minus spectrum. And yeah, man. So like, but this is important, right? If you're Double O, you want to maintain that lead. If you lose to the Kill Stage, the best thing that can happen is going 5-4. At least you guys are tied within the plus minus spectrum. You feel me? So you guys are tied, but he will have the tiebreaker. So Double is gonna have to figure out how to get this win. And I know it's gonna be tough because it's the Kill Stage, and historically, this set never goes well for Double L. It just doesn't. Unfortunately, back to season one, I can only think of one time where Double L was able to beat the Kill Stage in the tournament setting, and it was in the grand finals. He did it twice, coming from losers. That was my first time ever at LBC, so I saw that live. And he was able to take that 3-0, and I think the next one was 3-1. So that was like the only time Double O has beat the Kill Stage. Other than that, it doesn't happen often. It does not. So Double O, it's tough, man. I want to see if Double O could probably do it, but it's tough. It's really, really tough. So Double O, the only good thing about this week, I think this happened at the most perfect week. This matchup, because I think this was gonna be Double O's toughest match, and the one that he might get freed up in. So I think it's good for Double O that it happened this week and not further on, where it could really hurt him. Because right now he has such a great lead in the leaderboards that if he gets 5-0, he still got the fourth spot. He still got the fourth spot because Lord Knight can't cut that lead. He's down 7 to catch up to Double L. Like, so, and then these matches get implicated so bad. So like Double is gonna be in the guns. Double might even end up having a third spot, even going 5-0. I gotta do the math on that more appropriately, but like that could be the situation at hand. So Double will still stay in the playoffs position. So that's why I think if there was ever a week that he knows that he's gonna struggle, probably get freed up, it's good that it's happening week 3 because if it happened further along the lines and he doesn't have that lead, he could probably end up in the loser side of this pool. So luckily in Double O's favor, it's happening this week and not further on. So Double and Mama Llama was a fun set. It had some lag, But it was great shenanigans. It was a great match. Double L brought the Genyu, and it was just too much for Mamba. Mamba couldn't handle it, unfortunately. Mamba could not handle it, so he got smoked there. So then I think the second match, the match of the night, probably the match so far of the whole tourney. Nitro, man, he's becoming the MVP of this national championship, just putting on great set after great set and making a fucking statement, right? Getting the win on Hook Gang God. The win went so viral on Twitter that even Goichi mentioned Nitro and complimented his UI Goku. So like, yeah. So Nitro, with that win over Hook and God, was in fourth place last week, but was able to take the third place lead. Though their plus minus is the same, Nitro does own the tiebreaker. So that's why Nitro ends up in third and Hook ends up in fourth. So this set, man, it just fuck, man. I felt bad for Hook because he betted the last exchange on a reflect. Which is why, guys, we have to choose block sometimes. If we don't choose block, then yeah, unfortunately, this could happen. 5-4 could happen. He chose reflect and got smoked in the end. Unfortunately, he did not choose block. So because of that, Hook ends up, I believe Hook was in second place and then ends up going down in the leaderboards to fourth with a 3 game lead over Lure Knight, which is really really tough. And yeah, man, this is a tough position, but this is a great win for Nitro. He only climbed one in the leaderboard because he keeps on losing a lot of rounds too. So that's gonna be a problem for Nitro down the line. In his sets, he's gonna have to look to see if he could cut them short to at least 5-2, 5-1 to 5-2, in order to make leaps within the leaderboards to see if he could get second or first. But all his sets have gone close, which is why he only has a plus minus of 2, and he's 3 games behind the kill stage and 4 behind Double L. So so Nitro's gonna have to see, especially in this set, which I think is doable for Nitro. He probably was screaming after that set. I know Nitro's definitely gonna have to see if he could 5-2 a mini assassin, which I think is the best. I think is that's the number for him. If he could 5-2 him and not let it get to 3, because 5-2 will cover the 3 game lead that the kill stage has. He's definitely in a position to get first. Now if he could 5-0 mini assassin, bro, he's in first. Cause I like Double L taking a game, taking a round or two off the kill stage. I don't think it's gonna be a 5-0 5-0 unless the kill stage is just on and off rip. I don't want to say it's gonna be a 5-0. You feel me? So if Nitro could 5-0, that's a great thing for him, and he could definitely break the lead. 5-1 will put him in first place. Depending if the kill stage and double L go 5-2, say the kill stage takes it 5-2. You feel me? 5-1 will cover the plus minus with double L and will take the lead over the kill stage. So there's a lot of hypothetical things that could happen next week. So yeah, there's a lot of hypothetical things that could definitely happen next week. The plus minus is just a lot, man. It's not just about getting the points or winning the matches. This matters right here. This matters, bro. Like for example, like Hook and Lore Knight can end up with the same number. They can end up with 3-3, but because Hook beat Lore Knight that week, he advances. So it's important to win the set and also win the set at an optimal rate. You feel me? Win it 5-2, 5-3. Try not to let it go the extra mile, even though we love the extra mile. You feel me? So Nitro has to take advantage next week. I think he could do it. I also believe in a mini assassin to also win the set too. I think a mini assassin could definitely do it. But it's just I'm going based off history and recently and what you've done for me lately. Nitro's being a mini assassin a lot these days. I'm not gonna say it's free, but it's been all Nitro. So like they're gonna have to like a mini assassin's gonna have to make something happen. Cause if a mini assassin goes out with a 0-5, his playoff chances. Because two things can happen for a mini assassin. If he could win this set, just win it, right? 5-4, get the 3 points. You feel me? Get the 3 points, correct? And if he could win this set, his playoff spot is not. His playoff chances are not dead. They're alive, but they're barely alive, right? Because he's right now he's almost bottom. He's last technically. He's tied with Kami. He's last, unfortunately. So It's man, it's tough, man. It's tough for a mini assassin right now. That this is tough. This is a tough position for him because he has to win this set. He actually has to. If he wants his playoff chances alive, he has to win this set. And it dates back to what I said last week about mini assassin. This, and this are three tough first three matches to deal with, man. It's a very, very tough position for a mini assassin. His path is not an easy one. So maybe after this, maybe it could get a little lighter for him, but it still gets harder because all these guys are OD. So, and Lord Knight just showed that he's not a scrub. He shut me the fuck up. I can't talk shit about him no more. I can't say it should have been Pred because I don't see Pred fucking up no Kami like that. So, shouts to him, man. Shouts to him. So this match is very important because if he can win, his playoff chances are alive. But if he does lose, his playoff chances are pretty much near the graveyard. It's in the graveyard, and maybe with a chance of a revival. So this is a very important set for a mini assassin, especially since he couldn't cut the lead, man. This is very important for him, right? So now we're gonna look at Mamba versus Kami. I'm saying this is an important set for a mini assassin, but this is an important set for both of these guys. For the simple reason, oh, my stat knowledge is OD. I'm trying, man. It's just, thank God I'm a mathematician and I understand math and like basic metrics and shit like that. So this right here this is probably the most important set of the week next week. Even though Double the Kill Stage are fighting for the first spot pretty much, and Nitro has a chance to pretty much creep up and take the first spot. This match right here is so important because one, their playoff hopes dies this week. Either Mamba's not making it to the playoffs next week or Kami's not making it to the playoffs this week. And it's unfortunate for both. They're both in this position. Kami had a strong L the first week, 5-4. It's not bad. He was in fifth actually because of it, and only like two games, I think a game or two games behind passing Nitro for fourth. But this week ended up going so bad because he lost against Lord Knight, and god damn it, the boy woke up from the grave. I don't know what Dragon Balls was used to wish him back, but they wished that man back, and he came in swinging. It's like it should remind me of the Saiyan saga, man. You remember when they wished Goku back? He came, pulled up, fucked up Nappa like it was night. Nigga, Lord Knight lost to Rad's first week, aka Goku lost to Rad's first week. But when he got wished back, he fucked up Nappa. That's crazy. That's crazy. I can't believe he bounced back like that. So that Gozoki was proven very terrible. That boy was a terror. That boy came 5-0 no Kami, which unfortunately left Kami with an overall score of 510, which is not good for Kami. Which is not good for Kami at all. Which leads Kami into this match. Kami has a score of 510. I believe Mamba has a score of 610. So Mamba already has like a one game plus minus lead over him. If one of these guys lose next week, their playoff hopes are done. They're absolutely done. From here on out, they're just gonna play spoiler. Hopefully, let me see if I can fuck it up for the next guy. So if there was ever a must-win set, a must-win round, it is this one for both Nokami and Mamba Lamba. This is gonna be the most important match next week because one of their playoff hosts is done. I sound like a broken record, but I must reiterate 1,000 times how important it is for them to win this set. So man, I pray for them. That's all you can do. I pray for them. And then this set also has a lot of important implications as well. So with this set, let's go back to the leaderboards real quick. Right now, because though Kami came back 5-1, he does have an overall score of 5-6, right? Who won yesterday, Posey? You mean HOC? I believe it was a mini assassin. Shouts to him. He had a good win yesterday, but fortunately couldn't follow up today. So Lord Knight has an overall score of 5-6, only losing one game, which is a great way to pretty much bring yourself back up within the leaderboards. He went 5-1 today, which brings his overall score to 5-6. Hook winning 5-2 last week, but going 5-4 this week, has an overall score of 9-6. So what does that mean? All right. They have the same amount of losses, but Hook has two more wins on him, which makes sense with the plus minus shit. Because it's 9-6. No, it's not 9-6. It's 9-7, I believe. Because he lost two against the Mini Assassin and five against Nitro. So it's 9-7. Hook's overall score is 9-7. With Lord Knight's overall score being 5-6. So because he has one loss more than Lord Knight, which makes sense why it's +3. So for Lord Knight, right, this is an important set for him. He could jump into the playoffs leaderboard now. He could get into the playoffs with this set if he wins it, but it's how he wins it. So Hook is not in a bad spot here. Hook essentially only has to win 2 games, and he keeps his spot, right? If he goes 5-2, Lord Knight will have more points, but in terms of the plus minus, Lord Knight will still keep the lead. Unless the overall points is what matter at the end of the day, then Lord Knight should definitely win the set. You don't want, I mean, Hook should definitely lose the set. But the plus minus will always be in Hook Gengar's advantage. So because it's 3 games, right? If Lord Knight wins 5-3, he ties up Hook for the 4th spot, which also allows him to take the lead. So they'll be tied in terms of the plus minus, but because Lord Knight won the set, he'll have the tiebreaker. So Lord Knight has to look to beat Hook Gengar 5-2, if possible. That is, I think, Lord Knight's number. If he could get 5-1, he has the 1 game plus minus lead over Hook Gengar, which is the better route, which is the more optimal route. But if Lord Knight could go 5-2, he's in the playoffs, 4th spot, with a tiebreaker win over Hook Gengar. So Lord Knight is gonna have to look to get that 5-2, and if he wants to lead, he needs that 5-1. And yeah, man. So this is a very important week for Lord Knight. Very, very important, especially with a strong bounce back against No Kami. Jesus, he beat the brakes off that man, bro. It did not make sense. He beat the brakes off that man. Oof, did him dirty. That Roshi was wilding with the DPs. Man, steroids. Man, steroids. So I think yeah. So like, if this could go 5-2, Lord Knight will get the tiebreaker and will have the 4th spot. Now, if Hook can make it 5-3, Lord Knight will still get the 4th spot based off the points, but Hook will still have the lead in the plus minus spectrum. So in the long run, say eventually Hook catches up to Lord Knight in the points. Now this is what I gotta understand. Now this is what the plus minus. This is what I'm not clear on, right? Say they both end up with 15, but Hook gets a plus minus of 3 and Lord Knight has a plus minus of 2. Lord Knight does have the tiebreaker because he beat him, right? But Hook does have the plus minus advantage. Does Hook advance? That I actually don't know. I have to ask Bandai. Does Hook advance because his plus minus is higher, even though they got the same score, or does Lord Knight advance because he got the tiebreaker over Hook? So that's what's gonna be interesting to find out towards the end. That I don't know what's gonna happen. That I don't know what ends up here. But if we're going off based off the plus minus spectrum, if we're using that, if Hook Gengar's plus minus is higher than Lord Knight, then he should advance. Everything is in order to prevent ties and shit. Okay. So like that's the key thing here. So like that's I just don't know how the end results will come out. I don't know how much plus minus is gonna matter at the end of the day. I don't know if plus minus is gonna be the deciding factor on who advances and who doesn't, or is it gonna be tiebreaker? I think plus minus should be just because if you're gonna use plus minus, the plus minus on a metric, I think that's what you should follow by. Because if that's what we're implementing, then the plus minus should matter in the end result. So that's my only question when it comes to this. I might even ask Bandai to see like what's gonna happen. Say Lord Knight did beat Hook. All right, so we're gonna go based off that. So like that's why it's important. Plus minus is just as important as getting the points. It's just as important, man, because it's like I said, Hook could lose now, but he could end up tying up Lord Knight in the end. But because he had a a 1 round lead, just because his plus minus is 3 and Lord Knight ends up being 2, Hook comes out, even if they're tied, even if Lord Knight did beat him in the tiebreaker. So for Hook, if he 10-4 plus 6, yep, yeah, exactly, exactly, Coach. Within the last 2 weeks, that's why he has the number one spot. That's why even now, Coach, if you look at this, right, Double is such in a good spot because the only person that could crack into the top 4 right now is Lord Knight, but Lord Knight is down 7 from Double L. So Double L could actually go 5-0 and he'll still get a top 4 spot just based off the plus minus metric. So it's tough. It's tough. So Hook, his goal, you should always win it all. Fuck the plus minus. You should just win the set. But if he ends up losing, it will be in Hook's favor to lose 5-3. Because then you will not be even. Yeah, definitely, definitely. So everything is just on pretty much on hindsight and just predictions and just situations and imagining scenarios pretty much. So if Hook goes 5-3, he's fine. Though he doesn't get the 3 points, he's still fine because he still has a plus minus lead over Lord Knight if he gets 5-3. Now if it's 5-2, Lord Knight would jump into fourth place. Though he's tied with Hook and God in the plus minus spectrum, he still got the 3 points. So that will put him ahead of Lord. That will put him ahead of Hook and God. So the plus minus are very important. I think everyone has to treat every round seriously because right now every round counts. And yeah, man, the round three is actually the most important week. Just because round three could change the dynamic of the whole entire pool. The whole entire pool. This match could determine who's the true first place. If he doesn't win, he's in the graveyard. One of these guys' playoff hopes, no playoff hopes. One of these guys' playoffs opportunities dies next week, which is OD, and one of these guys can end up being fourth in the playoff spot. So round three ended up being the most toughest week, and we didn't even know it. And that's the beauty of round robin. That's the beauty of round robin of math and the plus minus spectrum. It's points, then it's plus minus. Okay. The plus minus is important when the ties come into play. So if there's say that it's like I said, if someone ends up 15-15, that's when it's important. Hey, what's up, the guy? Nice, thank you for pulling up. So yeah, the league looks sick. The matches coming up look sick too. I don't even want to look at the other matches because week 3 is just so important. It's actually really, really important. And man, everyone has something to lose here and something to gain. So wow, this shit is fire. This shit is fire, Extreme. I'm sorry. I'm just admiring the despair, the joy, and everything that comes with week 3. I haven't been following the West Coast because unfortunately when West Coast plays, I'm at the house. Take it easy, coach. Thanks for stopping by, man. So I haven't really looked. I haven't. Let's look at it. I don't mind looking at it real quick. But yeah, that's pretty much gonna be it for the East Coast. So these guys, every match is important, guys. So I think you definitely do not want to miss week 3. You cannot miss week 3 because the whole pool, the whole standings, everything could just change within that round. A lot could happen, man. A lot could happen. A man's playoff chances dies there. He's gonna have to fight to keep his playoff hopes alive. He could take the number one spot. Someone's gonna be the ultimate number one next week because that's 1 and 2 fighting, and then someone could fall out of the playoff position. So definitely next week is definitely a week to check out. So with that, I think I have no more words, guys. If you have any question before I sign off, let me know. This is hosted by the Bandai National Championships. I think that's what they're going by. Oh no, Dragon Ball Fire Z. So the Twitch page is right there, guys. So it's Dragon Ball Fire Z. That's where it's being hosted every time like every time the Dragon Ball, every time like the Bandai's get streamed, that is where it's being hosted at. So definitely follow that page. It's important that you follow that page. That way you can see, okay, it's on, and that way you can check the matches every week. I believe they stream on Friday. Friday is Spain. I believe Saturday is France in the morning, and then West Coast at night. And then here is Japan in the morning, which is around 10 a.m., and the East Coast at 1 p.m. to end the week on Sundays. So, guys, definitely check this out. We got to check out round three. I would have loved to look into the next rounds, but this round has me stuck. This round ended up, and then on paper, I was like, oh, this round's going to be okay. It's going to be cool. But now the round just intensified. Round three just got super intensified because there's so many implications and so many things that go into it. So, guys, check that out. And I want to thank you guys so much for checking out the video, checking out the stream. Please support my channel. I stream on the twitch.tv/posey92. Follow me on Twitter, which is twitter.com/posey_92. And follow my YouTube, which is Pack 'em Up Posey. I don't have a link to it. I never know. I think that's what you type. I think that's what you type. I'm new to this YouTube stuff. So please support your boy. I'm gonna be doing this every week. I'm gonna be restreaming it and then reviewing it right after the stream goes down. So thank you guys so much. Thank you so much for supporting. Tune into next week. You gotta tune into week 3 because a lot is gonna happen. Again, I'm just gonna show you the leaderboards. We got Double L in the first place, in first place with a plus minus of 6. We got the Kill Sage in second place with a plus minus of 5, which means he's only one game behind Double L. We got Nitro Bros in third place with a plus minus of 2, which means he's 4 games behind on Double L and 3 games behind on the Kill Sage. We got Hook and God in fourth place with the same plus minus of his Nitro, but Nitro ended up taking a set and he's down 3 points compared to Nitro. So right now he's also 4 games behind Double L on the Kill Sage. Barring one of them losing, Hook could jump right back up into 2. We gotta see how next week turns out. We got Lord Knight in fifth with a -1 of a plus minus, but he's only 3 games behind Hook and God. And next week he's gonna have the opportunity to take that lead if he could go 5-2 against against Hook. So that's gonna be something to watch next week. And then we got the bottom 3. Unfortunately, sixth place is Mama Lamba. If Mama Lamba loses next week, don't take my word for it, but I'm pretty sure his playoff hopes are done. He's most likely gonna be eliminated from the pool because he's down. He's pretty much -8 from reaching the top spot. He's -6 to reach the fourth spot. So if he loses, his playoff hopes could die next week, unfortunately. Same for a mini assassin. He is down 7 from getting the fourth spot, so he's gonna have to put in 2 to 3 weeks worth of good work in order to catch up and make the playoffs. And known Kami as well is in a bad spot. He's down 5-10. He has a tough hill to climb. These two guys right here could probably their playoff hopes could probably be done. So please look out for these 2 matches. This is the 2 matches right here. This is the match that's gonna be the most important match of the week. So with that, guys, this is our Bandai DBFZ East Coast National Championship bracket. I am Posey, Bandai's own. Thank you for stopping by, and with that, I better do.